Hi everyone, I'm going to react to Avatar The Last Airbender, Season 1, Episode 19, The Siege of the North, Part 1. Yeah, last episode, the gang showed up to the Northern Water Tribe, right? And there was this love story thing going on between Sokka and the princess, Yue, yeah. And then there was this master there that was teaching Aang and Katara. Well, at first not Katara because they were like women. They don't teach women waterbending. But then by the end there, it turns out that the master was the grandma's grand's kind of fiance or whatever. But before she left the village, the tribe. And knowing that, and it was because of all the rules that the grandma left, now he decided to teach both Aang and Katara waterbending. And then he used the pirates that had a problem with Zuko before to blow up the ship. He thinking that Zuko was also in there, but no, Zuko snuck onto his ship, I guess. Maybe not his actual ship, but one of them. Like he infiltrated the army because he wanted to go to the northern tribe and capture the Avatar himself, and Uncle wasn't on it. So I'm like, yay. So yeah, that's what happened last episode. And before we get into this one, if you guys have a reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and please consider supporting me on Patreon at patreon.com/filmmini. And now let's start this episode, and here we go. Okay guys, in case the reaction gets blocked and I had to cut out the reaction itself, you can just look in the pinned comments in the comment section where for the link to the reaction highlight itself, so you can just click on it, watch it, and then you just come back for my review. Book 1, Water, Chapter 19, The Siege of the North, Part 1. How many parts are there to the siege? Oh my god, so she's stronger enough than all of them. Wait, wouldn't that hurt him? Like all that weight on him? Yip yip. It's making it sound like it's all... Nah, stop it. Fire Nation. They're coming. This boy. People, do we have time for this? That was cool. The way he stood and then they pinned out, opened up, whatever. I thought he was gonna like airbend it away or something. Excuse me. I thought the mark was gonna be more permanent, at least last longer than that. So they just marked him and then that's it. Oh, nice. You're being too smug, boy. It's only one ship. I mean, you're doing well and everything, but it's only one ship. Appa! You're the best. That's only one ship. Yep. Yep. Is this the guy that he's supposed to be married? Clearly he's the one that she's betrothed to. Mm-hmm. Working on a solution. It's a drop out from the moon. What? It's gonna bring the moon down. I'm stupid. Oh, he had a son? And of course, he's a douche. Boys. That water has got to be cold, like super cold. Pretty. And there goes the spirits. I was about to say, did he get into the spirit world? But no. And they stopped? Wait, did he actually show up where Aang is? That's dangerous. Like, you don't know how long the thing is, and you're holding your breath or whatever. Doesn't that say something? I don't know. That the person that you want to marry your daughter, you don't trust that person with your daughter's safety. See, that's what I'm saying. But y'all talking. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes, she has. My girl, I'm playing. Yes, she has. Okay. Wow. Good job, Katara. Oh, it's probably also because the moon. Oh man, and as they break, her power is gonna go down some level. Oh, frickety frack. You see? Didn't they say not to move him and that he's way back into the real world or something? I thought if you moved him, the connection would be like dropped. What the frick are they? They started this episode basically with Katara just showing how much she has learned, right, with the water bending stuff. And then they go to Aang is there playing. I'm like, the fate of the world is in the balance, and you finally found a water bending master. And instead of spending your time trying to learn everything as quickly as you can, you are there playing. Okay. And then you had the Sokka and the Yue love story thing going on. They're out there sort of like on a date, but not actually on a date because she's supposed to marry somebody else. They're going to ask, they're just friends or whatever. But clearly it's more than that. And then they got into Appa. They started flying, and then you see this suit or whatever falling. And Sokka knew immediately that the Fire Nation was attacking. And then while people were running and trying to prepare it, they showed them, and then she's like, "We can't see each other anymore," or something like that. I'm like, I had a smile, or I laughed or something in the middle there because I'm like, they're trying to make it like this dramatic love story, but I'm like, I don't feel anything. Like, you guys just met, so like they met last episode, and then they already have this big love story where, there's she's supposed to marry this person, and then I'm like, we don't have time for this. That's what my mom was going. I'm like, we don't have time for this. Like, okay, you find love and everything, but I'm like, really, we don't have time for this. Like, people are trying to get up, like, get ready to fight the Fire Nation, and you're here, we're like, I can't see you anymore. Yeah, I'm like, we don't have time for this. And then when the leader of the tribe, they were having this meeting, he gave this amazing speech. I love the speech. And then he's like, he needs volunteers for this very dangerous mission or something. And then Sokka volunteered. I'm like, really, boy? Like, it's like, it felt like he was acting like, I don't mind dying. If you don't want me, I don't mind going on this mission and dying on that mission or something like that. That's how it felt like to me. And I'm like, really? But okay. And then these people all stood up and then they gave him this moment. Come and receive the mark. And I'm like, okay, they went and received the mark. And then the very next thing, the mark is gone. And I was like, I thought it was going to be, I don't know, something that was going to last on their foreheads, at least for a little bit. But nope. And they kept showing this dude. And then they kept, like, I noticed him. And in my mind, I'm like, I feel like this guy that is supposed to marry the princess. And then you have him and Sokka butt heads. So I'm like, clearly, this is definitely the guy. And then the father confirmed it. And they're like, okay, he's the leader of the missions. And then he wanted him to respect Sokka because Sokka has a lot of information about the Fire Nation, because they would have these old Fire Nation outfits, and they were going to use that to infiltrate the Fire Nation soldiers, right? But then Sokka's like, that's outdated. They're not wearing those things anymore. And then, while they were preparing, I guess, getting ready for their mission, you see this guy talking about how he's been with other girls, and but then there's something special about Yue, and that because of the fact that she's the leader's daughter or something or other, and you can clearly tell that this dude is a douche. And then they started fighting. I'm like, people, can y'all? I understand why Sokka got angry and then chomped him and everything. But we don't have time for this. That's where Mama was going when I was seeing all these things. I'm like, people, we don't have time for your petty stuff. Like, the Fire Nation is about to attack. Concentrate on getting ready. But then because he was doing that, the father came in. He's like, Sokka, you off the mission. And then he's like, but when they were alone together, he told him that he got him off the mission because of selfish reasons, because he wanted him to protect Yue. And I'm like, it says a lot that you are more confident in Sokka protecting your daughter than you are in the guy that's supposed to marry him. What was it, Han? Than you are in Han protecting your daughter. That says a lot to me. But then the Fire Nation decided to attack. And at first, well, not at first, Aang got onto this one ship and he was able to use their machinery or whatever to destroy the ship itself and all that. I'm like, boy, like each time he was doing that, he had this grin on his face, like he was doing an amazing things, and of course he was. But I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, boy, there are other ships. This is just one ship. And then he looked out and he saw all those ships. And then he came back and he's like, he's taking out like a dozen ships. I think that's what he said. But then there was still a bunch left. And he's like, I don't know if I can do this. And they mentioned the spirit of the moon in the room. The sky or water, I don't know, something like that. And then he's like, okay, I need to convene with the spirits and maybe they'll give me the girls were like wisdom to face the Fire Nation. But of course he said something about them unleashing this amazing powerful spirit move that can take care of the water nation. But then they took him to this place that was very peaceful. He saw grass and he was so happy to see grass. I don't know why. That surprised me a little. That now I'm trying to remember if from all these episodes that we've seen so far, if we have not seen grass or something. But he was so happy to see grass. He was rolling in it. And then he sat down and he tried to get into the spirit world. And yeah, he did it. In the meantime, you have Zuko left the ship, snuck into the water tribe, and then came to the place where Aang and Katara was. And because it was night and the moon was out, Katara had the advantage when it comes to water bending, so she was able to take care of him. But then when the sun came up, that's when he got the boost in power, and Katara's powers diminished, and he overpowered her, and then he took Aang away. They mentioned the fact when Aang was in the spirit state and he was sitting there, Katara told Yue that they should not move him, and that was his thing to return to the real world or something or other. In my mind, I'm thinking that if you move him, then his connection to the spirit world was going to be broken. But no. Zuko took him and he's going up somewhere. I don't know. And he was still in the spirit world. So, I don't know. What can make him come out of his trance? And then there was a scene where Zhao and Iroh were talking about the fact that, the moon gives the waterbenders more strength, I guess. And he's in the process of taking care of that. And then as I was watching the episode, I'm like, my mind went back to the movie, The Last Airbender movie. And if I remember correctly, I feel like I don't know if they killed both of the water spirit, or the spirit things in the water, or if it was just one, and then the princess gave her life so that the thing can be revived or something or other. So is that his plan, to kill one of the spirits or something? I don't know, but I feel like that's where it's going. Yeah. What else? Yeah, that's basically it. They have Zuko. Oh yeah, they also mentioned the fact that Iroh lost a son. I didn't know that. He had a son and he lost him. And so Zuko has been sort of like his son ever since then, I guess. So yeah. Yeah, so that's what happened. Now we'll see where Zuko is taking Aang, what the conversation between Aang and the spirits are gonna be, and yeah, how this is all gonna unfold. So thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and if you want to see the next episode right now, you can do so by checking out my Patreon at patreon.com/mini. You can also see the full length for this reaction there as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.